Archaeology is a captivating field. Sometimes it's all about precision and patience. Other times, pure coincidence leads the way. And then come the discoveries that leave even seasoned experts stunned. Forgotten cities, strange relics, skeletons in places they don't belong. History has its own way of hiding things. Some of these finds flipped everything we thought we understood. Others just made the past even more confusing. So if you're ready to explore the most bizarre, mind-bending discoveries ever dug up, let's get into it. In this video, we're diving into 15 shocking archaeological finds that will make you question everything. Let's start this countdown with 15. Yonaguni Monument beneath the waves off Yonaguni Island, Japan. A massive stone structure sits in silence. It's carved with steps, straight edges, flat platforms, and sharp angles that don't quite resemble anything nature typically builds. Some believe it's the remnants of a sunken civilization, possibly over 10,000 years old. Others argue it's nothing more than a quirk of geology shaped by ocean currents and tectonic stress. Tool-like markings and geometric symmetry suggest planning, though no one has confirmed its origin. The formation lies 25 meters underwater, stretching more than 100 meters in length and rising 25 meters tall. Despite its mystery, no formal excavation has been done. It's simply there, still, cold and undecided. Divers swim along its surfaces, noting how oddly architectural it feels. Whether natural or human-made, the Yonaguni Monument remains an anomaly. Something about it refuses to settle into an explanation, as if the answer sank along with everything else. 14. Unfinished obelisk of Aswan. In an ancient granite quarry in Aswan, a monolithic obelisk lies partially shaped but never freed. It was meant to rise over 120 feet and weigh more than 200 tons. A crack near its base halted everything. The work stopped, and the stone was never moved. Trenches cut around its body reveal how it was carved directly from the ground using dolerite pounding stones. The obelisk was likely commissioned under Queen Hatshepsut's reign, intended to rival any monument of its time. If completed, it would have been the tallest of all. Instead, it stayed where it broke, quiet and unfinished. No carvings, no inscriptions, just a vast effort suspended in time. The markings left behind speak of labor, planning, and an abrupt failure. What remains offers more insight than many completed structures. It's one of the few moments where the tools, the struggle, and the moment of defeat are still visible, undisturbed by success or ceremony. 13. Roman dodecahedrons. Across the ruins of the Roman Empire, small bronze objects have surfaced, each shaped into a 12-sided form with round holes and knobbed corners. They've turned up in fields, graves, and temple sites, yet no clear explanation follows them. No Roman writings describe their use. No carvings show them being held, and no two are entirely the same. Some believe they were used for measurement, perhaps in surveying or astronomy. Others guess they held candles or were used in rituals. Even theories involving knitting have surfaced. None fit well enough to settle the question. Each dodecahedron feels crafted with purpose, yet that purpose slips through every attempt to define it. Their symmetry, weight, and placement across Europe point to meaning. But what meaning, no one knows. In a civilization known for precision and record-keeping, the absence of any reference only deepens the mystery. They exist. They were made. But their story didn't survive. 12. Uffington Whitehorse. On a hillside in Oxfordshire, a massive white figure stretches across the slope. Formed from chalk trenches, the Uffington horse measures nearly 360 feet in length and has watched over the landscape for more than 3,000 years. It doesn't resemble a real horse, not fully. Its lines are smooth, abstract, and even stylized. It's unlike other hill figures that celebrate monarchs or victories. There's no known event tied to it, no inscription, no early mention in writing, yet generation after generation kept it alive. Turf was cleared, chalk was reapplied, and its outline stayed sharp that time. Dating suggests it was first cut between 1380 and 550 BCE, though no one's certain who made it or why. Some say it was a tribal symbol, a spiritual design. Whatever the reason, it was preserved with care long before written history. That kind of devotion suggests importance, even if the meaning slipped away. 11. Shigar idol. In a bog deep within Russia's Ural Mountains, a wooden statue was found beneath layers of preserved peat. Towering over 17 feet when whole, the Shigar idol is the oldest wooden sculpture ever discovered, dated to nearly 11,600 years ago. Carved from a single larch tree, it's covered in sharp lines, zigzags, and unsettling humanoid faces. Its survival is almost unthinkable. Wood rarely lasts centuries, let alone millennia. The bog's cold, oxygen-poor conditions kept it intact. No dwellings, graves, or tools from its creators have been found nearby. Only this: the statue was intentionally buried, possibly as part of a ritual. Its symbols remain untranslated, its purpose unknown, but its presence alone speaks volumes. Long before cities or temples, people left behind a monument built from effort, belief, and meaning we can't access. The Shigar idol didn't come from a forgotten culture. It came from one we never knew existed in the first place. 10. Sabu disc. Inside a tomb over 5,000 years old, archaeologists uncovered something they still can't explain. Carved from delicate stone, the Sabu disc measures about 2 feet across. Its thin, curved fins connect at a raised center, forming a design that looks oddly mechanical. It resembles a modern impeller, the kind used in turbines. Tests have shown it can move air when spun, though there's no evidence of anything from that period capable of being used. The disc dates to around 3000 BCE, a time when copper tools were still new. Some suggest it was symbolic. Others think it served a technical role that no longer makes sense to us. What's most unsettling is how deliberate it looks. This wasn't carved randomly. It was shaped with purpose, yet that purpose vanished. Thousands of years later, it sits alone, out of place in time, offering no answer as to why it exists at all. 9. Cockno stone. Not far from Glasgow, buried for decades beneath a layer of soil, lies a vast sandstone slab unlike anything else in Europe. The Cockno stone stretches nearly 42 feet, its surface covered with strange circular carvings, some simple, others spiraling outward in complex patterns. These designs, created over 5,000 years ago, have never decoded. The markings are known as cup and ring symbols, and their meaning remains entirely unknown. Some believe they were tied to spiritual rituals. Others see astronomical patterns or maps. In 2015, after years hidden to prevent vandalism, the stone was carefully uncovered. High-resolution scans revealed that its markings weren't created all at once. Generations added to them, repurposed them, and left behind layers of interpretation. But none of those people left an explanation. The stone remains silent. Its scale is impressive. But what's more haunting is how something so large, so public, could keep its meaning hidden for so long. 8. Chavin stone. Tunnels deep beneath a 3,000-year-old temple in Peru runs a labyrinth of stone passageways that seem built for something more than structure. The Chavin tunnels twist and narrow unpredictably, but they weren't meant to guide movement. They were meant to control sound. Within those spaces, voices echo strangely. Low murmurs rise into roars. Whispers stretch across walls. Priests may have used these effects during ceremonies, manipulating acoustics to sound like thunder, jaguars, or gods. The architecture amplifies disorientation. Stone carvings, shadowy turns, and flowing water add to the sensory confusion. One sealed chamber was opened in 2022 after lying untouched for nearly 3 millennia. Inside were no riches, no bodies, just silence and stone, perfectly preserved. Whoever designed these tunnels understood more than building. They understood how sound shapes belief. The entire complex seems designed to unsettle, to bend reality. What survives isn't just structure, it's experience, still intact, still echoing the voices it once held. 7. Temple of the Winged Lions. Tucked into the rock-cut city of Petra stands a temple that once blended sacred purpose with industry. Built in the 1st century CE, the Temple of the Winged Lions was more than a place of worship. It was a working production site for incense, perfume, and rare resins. Archaeologists uncovered tools, kilns, storage jars, and even chemical traces From Himalayan nard oil, show trade stretched far beyond Jordan. Fragments of artwork and altarpieces suggest rituals and commerce weren't kept separate. Here, the spiritual and the practical move side by side. In 363 CE, a devastating earthquake brought the structure down, leaving behind a mixture of ash, broken pottery, and unfinished work. What remains shifts the image of ancient temples. This was not a quiet place of reflection. It was busy, purposeful, full of scent, fire, and labor. The line between holy and economic was thinner than expected, and this ruin makes that clear. 6. Temple of the Fox. On a windswept plain in central Peru, a temple was discovered in 2010 that predates most known Andean sites. Built around 3000 BCE, the structure includes painted walls and ceremonial spaces centered around one striking image, a fox. In early Andean belief, the fox symbolized water, crops, and balance with nature. Its presence here wasn't decorative. It was likely the focus of seasonal rituals tied to rain and fertility. The temple itself was later sealed and buried, a rare sign of intentional closure rather than decay. That alone sets it apart. Its layout, offerings, and preservation suggest a community responding to environmental change with belief, not abandonment. The structure challenges previous ideas about when organized religion and ceremonial architecture began in South America. No grand pyramid, no stone colossus, just a quiet, carefully made space built around a symbol meant to speak to the sky. And for a long time, maybe it did. 5. Betalina mapstones. In the alpine valleys of northern Italy, a broad stone surface holds an arrangement of lines, fields, and enclosures carved with unnerving clarity. Known as the Betalina map, this Bronze Age engraving dates back over 3,000 years and appears to depict a full landscape from an elevated view, centuries before anything like aerial perspective existed. It's not a symbolic design or decorative pattern. The layout resembles an actual territory, mapped with paths and boundary lines placed with intention. Some believe it represents farmland ownership. Others suspect ritual or cosmological meaning. No writing accompanies it. No figures or legends give guidance. Yet the logic of the form suggests awareness of land in ways historians didn't expect from that time. Thousands of similar petroglyphs cover the region, but none offer this kind of spatial arrangement. For a culture without surveying tools or vantage points, the precision of this design remains difficult to explain or ignore. 4. Sunken villas of Baiae. Along the quiet coast of southern Italy, the outlines of an ancient Roman city rest beneath the sea. Baiae was once a destination for emperors and aristocrats, a coastal retreat where architecture and indulgence blurred together. Its villas were adorned with mosaics, fountains, and sprawling courtyards. Over centuries, seismic shifts gradually lowered the land, and the water rose above it. Unlike cities lost to war or disaster, Baiae didn't fall. It slowly vanished. Today, its submerged remains sit preserved under clear waters. Tiled floors, arched passageways, marble columns still upright. What survives isn't a ruin in the usual sense. It's a city caught mid-breath. Nothing collapsed. It just sank. The silence now surrounding it feels unnatural, considering the life it once held. Beneath the waves, the details remain visible, unchanged by time, only relocated. Baiae offers a version of the past that didn't end in destruction, but in quiet, irreversible retreat. 3. Monte de Codi Altar. On the island of Sardinia stands a structure that resembles nothing else in Europe. Monte de Codi rises from flat land in step layers, accessed by a long, sloped ramp. Built over 5,000 years ago by the island's prehistoric inhabitants, it mirrors the form of a Mesopotamian ziggurat, though no connection has ever been found. The platform is aligned with solar and lunar events. Around it lie stone spheres, altars, and fragments of offerings. But the beliefs behind them are gone. No settlement surrounds the site. No writing was left behind. It exists in isolation, built with purpose but without explanation. The structure seems intended for ceremony, yet no tradition has claimed it. Nothing quite like it appears in European prehistory, before or after. Monte Ducati stands alone, not as part of a sequence or style, but as a one-time act of vision. It remains still shaped, still intact, yet still without a name. 2. Hypogam of Hal Saflieni. Beneath a neighborhood in Malta lies a chambered space carved deep into limestone more than 5,000 years ago. The Hypogam of Hal Saflieni contains 3 levels of interconnected rooms, cut entirely by hand, with curved ceilings and precise acoustics. Some chambers respond to sound in strange ways. Voices echo low and long, even when whispered. Within its walls, over 7,000 individuals were once buried. Some of the skulls found there appeared elongated beyond natural form, though their current location is unknown. There are no inscriptions inside. No written records were ever recovered. The site was uncovered by accident in 1902, and since then, it has continued to defy explanation. The structure feels purposeful, yet distant. Ritual, burial, and sensory experience woven into stone. No tools were left behind, only the shaped spaces themselves. The Hypogam wasn't built as a monument. It feels more like an environment, constructed for something we still don't understand. 1. Valley of the Whales, Wadi al-Hitan. In a stretch of Egyptian desert once covered by ocean, fossilized skeletons lie fully exposed across the sand. Wadi al-Hitan, known as the Valley of the Whales, holds remains from over 40 million years ago. Ancient marine mammals caught mid-transition from land to sea. Their spines stretch long across rock beds. Some still have small hind legs, no longer functional, but clearly formed. Stomach contents remain in place. Teeth are intact. The bones are not scattered or buried deep. They rest where they settled, undisturbed for ages. These aren't fragments. They're entire bodies, preserved in position, offering direct evidence of evolutionary change. The site tells a quiet story. It doesn't speculate or suggest. It shows. In a place where no water remains, it records a world that once was, and how its largest creatures hadn't yet become what they are today. The past didn't vanish here. It simply hardened into bone and waited. So what do you think about these finds? Well, let us know in the comments below. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, then like, share, and subscribe. We'll catch you later.